What's going on, guys? Welcome to our Summerslam prediction video, and with 13 matches on this year's card for SummerSlam, this pay-per-view is bound to have some memorable moments, so let's get right into it with the pre-show, which features 3 matches: Jason Jordan and the Hardys versus the Miz and Mr Irish. We will start with. Now, this match was only recently added to the SummerSlam card this week, so we can only figure that it will be used as a platform to showcase Jason Jordan a little bit more to the fans, even though the fans don't really want to see him. They'd rather see just the Hardy Boys take on maybe the Club on the pre-show. But we have this match, and you can almost guarantee that Jason Jordan and the Hardys will be victorious here, just to have a good babyface, feel-good moment to start the show. Let's move on to the Cruiserweight Championship match featuring Akira Tozawa and Neville. Now, Tozawa had just recently captured the Cruiserweight Championship this past Monday night on Raw, so I doubt that WWE Creative is going to want to do a quick title switch here, even though Neville has been the king of the Cruiserweights for the past 8 months. Although Tozawa has gotten over massively with the fans, so WWE Creative would be wise to keep the belt here on Tozawa and to have Tozawa pick up the win with his signature senton bomb. And the final match on the kickoff show will feature the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship match with the New Day taking on the Usos. Now, this feud has been dragging on for the past couple of months, with both teams exchanging victories back and forth in singles competitions and in tag team competitions. Now, New Day has been dominant recently at the SummerSlam pay-per-view, and 2 years ago they started their record-setting 400-day-long tag team championship reign, and last year they were also victorious at the event as well. So expect the continued SummerSlam dominance with a New Day victory here. Moving on to the main card, we'll have Big Cass versus Big Show with Enzo Amore hanging above the ring in a shark cage. Now, Big Cass has been in a bit of a rut recently with this feud between Enzo Amore and Big Show, and he's in need of a big win here, no pun intended, but because due to the fact that he has been knocked out 2 of the past 3 weeks by the Big Show's knockout punch, now this past week on Raw, he was able to destroy Big Show's knockout hand with a steel chair, so we can only imagine that this is going to help Big Cass lead to a victory, and could potentially involve an Enzo Amore heel turn. I'm not sure how WWE would book that. Maybe Enzo realizes he's not strong enough to beat Cass on his own, so he has to rejoin him, and he helps with the victory. But other than that, we believe that Big Cass will definitely walk away with the win here. Next up, we'll have Randy Orton taking on Rusev. Now, Randy Orton has lost 4 straight pay-per-view matches, which is very unlike the Viper, but obviously he is in need of a big-time win, and a big-time stage like SummerSlam is the place to do it. Now, Rusev has also been in a bit of a rut recently after losing at Battleground to John Cena in a flag match, but WWE is going to give the win to Randy Orton here, as he is the more established star, and he's in need of a big momentum push, and in the need of a direction push post-SummerSlam. We'll now shift to the women's division and the SmackDown Live Women's Championship match featuring Naomi versus Natalya. Now, Naomi has been champion ever since WrestleMania 33, and it's been rumored that she is going to hold on to the belt until the end of 2017. So, if that is true, and that is the case, all signs point to a Naomi victory here, and we don't believe that there will be a surprise cash-in by Carmella either. WWE wouldn't make that decision, having Baron Corbin cash in and fail the same week as Carmella cashing in. It just wouldn't make sense creatively. So expect Naomi to have a clean win here and walk out of SummerSlam with the title in hand. We'll now focus on the Raw Women's division and the Raw Women's Championship match featuring Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks. Now, the match was originally supposed to be Alexa Bliss versus Bayley, but Bayley suffered a shoulder injury 3 weeks ago, so WWE was forced to find a replacement, and that is the Boss, Sasha Banks. Now, in this case, we don't believe that Sasha Banks will be the victor because it was kind of a rushed match and a rushed feud between the two. Now, if they wanted Sasha Banks to pull off a win here, it wouldn't be the worst idea, but it kind of lacks like the momentum behind the feud for it to feel like a legitimate win for Sasha. So WWE should save that opportunity for a pay-per-view down the road, perhaps Survivor Series, the Royal Rumble, or even WrestleMania. So we believe that Alexa Bliss will walk out of SummerSlam with the Raw Women's Championship in her hands. We'll now turn our attention to the Raw Tag Team division and the Tag Team title match featuring Sheamus and Cesaro versus Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Now, this match has the potential to steal the show, as the Shield has reunited and Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose are finally on the same page. Now, the Raw Tag Team division is in need of a major boost, and Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose are just the two to do that. They've had great chemistry in the ring, as tag team partners and opponents, and they're fan favorites, obviously. So they're obviously going to put on a great show with the Raw Tag Team Champions, Sheamus and Cesaro. And we believe that the Shield will win gold here and walk out as the Raw Tag Team Champions, potentially having a powerbomb finish. I don't know how that would work, but maybe a Dirty Deeds and Seth Rollins does his little knee finisher, but we'll have to wait on that. But we believe that the Shield will definitely be victorious here. Moving on to Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt. Now, the Demon will be making his long-awaited return for Finn Balor a year after debuting that alter ego at last year's SummerSlam, and WWE is going to do whatever it takes to protect the Demon character, so that will definitely means that Finn Balor will pick up a win here. Bray Wyatt, yes, he picked up a win over Finn Balor on Raw, so that was good for his momentum, but it's time for him to lose to the Demon King at SummerSlam. Moving on to the United States Championship match, which we will see AJ Styles defend his title against Kevin Owens. Now, for the past 2 months, both these superstars have flip-flopped the United States Championship between the two, so we believe that AJ Styles is going to hold on to the championship here. And also due to the fact because there's rumored that Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon will be entering a feud, so this is the perfect place to start that feud. Shane McMahon could potentially screw up the finish here, maybe not see Kevin Owens' foot on the bottom rope, but still count to 3, or disqualify Kevin Owens for using excessive force on Shane McMahon. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But AJ Styles will definitely be walking out of SummerSlam with the United States Championship. Next up, we have the WWE Championship match, which we will see Jinder Mahal defend his title against Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, Nakamura has been in kind of a rut recently after having decent feuds with Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin, and his recent win over John Cena definitely was a boost to that, but he's definitely coming to WWE as a legitimate superstar, and WWE hasn't really treated him that way, so we definitely expect to see a Shinsuke Nakamura victory at SummerSlam, and Jinder Mahal has done a great job as champion over the past 4 months. He's beaten Randy Orton on numerous occasions, and he's definitely evolved as a character, but it's time to put the belt on Nakamura and see where he can carry the company into the next stages of the new era. And now we move on to the main event, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe versus Braun Strowman for the Universal Championship. Paul Heyman recently said that if Brock Lesnar loses this match, that he will be leaving WWE, but that doesn't mean he will win this match at all. We believe that either Braun Strowman or Roman Reigns needs to win this match, and here's why. Braun Strowman has been on the most dominant role of his career, and in many cases, any superstar's career over the past year. He has taken out any opponent that's been put in front of him, and he has shown that he is definitely a title contender as he has moved towards SummerSlam. Now, Roman Reigns, the only reason we would want to see a Roman Reigns victory here is if the Shield is reunited fully in the main event, which means that Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose would need to make their way down to the ring in some shape, or form, maybe through the crowd Shield style, which would just be fantastic, and help Roman Reigns pick up the win, which would ultimately gain Roman Reigns' support from the fans if the Shield is reunited, because, as we all know, Roman Reigns was a lot more liked when he was in the Shield as opposed to when he is not. But other than those reasons stated, Brock Lesnar is going to walk out with the Universal Championship still in his hands. He is just too dominant and too big of a draw to take the title off right now. He's going to hold on to the belt until at least WrestleMania next year, potentially losing it there and leaving WWE in the following months. But expect to see Brock Lesnar walk out of SummerSlam with the Universal Championship. So that's going to wrap it up for our SummerSlam predictions. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you could, like, share, and subscribe, we really appreciate it. And let us know in the comment section below if you're going to be attending SummerSlam. We will be in attendance tomorrow night, and we cannot wait to witness history. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.